Peace, everyone. I'm back another day in a row, like I said. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Get it, 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 get it. So that's what's up. I'm glad to be back for a quick discussion this evening or morning, whenever you watch it, 10 years from now, whatever. But I'm about to speak a little bit on the 9 types of intelligence. So it's not, this is a theory. This is a psychological theory. I can't remember the guy who made this particular theory. I think his name began with an S. It might be Stein something. I don't remember. But there's some theories that say there are 7 types and blah, blah, blah. But when I was in college and I heard this, completely blew my mind. It rang true with me. And so this is what that's how I live. That's how I learn, you know. So before I start getting into it, let me run down the 9 types of intelligence. Well, first, let me preface that by saying I always thought when I was little, intelligence, IQ test, and that's how you know who's a genius, and things like that. And it's like intelligence was just in such a small box, like good in school. Basically, good in school is intelligent. That's how I saw it, and that's how a lot of the world sees it today. You know, but there are many different types of intelligence, and it's not all about. It's deeper than what we generally the way we generally look at it. So this, I think that it's important to know and understand. And keep in mind, whenever I put things out, it's just for you to do your own research and see if you agree, and how that can help your life. Because even as raising children, in my opinion, if you're familiar with the different types of intelligence, then you can it kind of can make it just you could just notice things a little better and know that, yeah, that's not just that person's personality, but they're highly intelligent in a certain area. You know what I mean? And that may help you cultivate it more, or pay more attention to it, or treat it with more respect, something like that. So, just have an open mind, just listen. And if you're not feeling it, then you just be like, not feeling that, Cal. I disagree. Bloop. And keep it moving. All right. So, the 9 types of intelligence. First, I'm going to just run through them, and then I'm going to go back and say a few things about it. So, number 1, verbal linguistic intelligence. Number 2, mathematical logical intelligence. Number 3, musical intelligence. Number 4, visual spatial intelligence. Number 5, bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Number 6, interpersonal intelligence. Number 7, intrapersonal intelligence. Number 8, naturalist intelligence. And number 9, existential intelligence. Okay? So that's a quick rundown of the 9. So you already got an idea of okay, I can see where it's going. So just talking of verbal linguistic intelligence, that's of course um, somebody with verbal skills, sensitivity to sounds and meanings, rhythms of words, know how to put words together, just intelligence when it comes to verbal communication. Second, mathematical logical intelligence. That's pretty obvious, but the ability to think conceptually and abstractly to discern logical or numerical patterns. So those type of things, like, and just because someone isn't, like, someone may not be thriving in math, especially the way they teach in math today, do not let your children be discouraged with this math that they're teaching today, to think that they are not mathematically intelligent. You go find you old math books where they taught with the proper, all right, I'm not going to say the proper, but with foundational math, where this is what this is. It show you the long way, how to get here, teach you about actual numbers. That develops mathematical intelligence, not teaching shortcuts and all this foolishness, you know. Anyway, don't digress, Kelly. But mathematical intelligence, even if someone didn't do well in school, you could end up seeing them do some things on their own that will make you know, like, that they had that mathematical intelligence. Even some hustlers and things like that. You got some hustlers who just be so good with math. They weighing it up. They even with the points, the fractions, the decimals and all that, you know. Intelligence, mathematical intelligence. So musical intelligence, of course, produce and appreciate rhythm, pitch, and timbre. And I don't know what timbre means. I'll have to look it up, but I didn't really have time. You know, it's a quick video. So, but the point is, you know, musical intelligence is someone who has talent in music and understand a certain type of understanding. That's what all of this, if you think about it, hey, ooh, epiphany, light bulb. It's understanding all of these areas. It's like you have a natural understanding or a high understanding of this certain area, and that equals intelligence. That's how that just stuck out to me. So yeah, musical intelligence, certain understanding of music, understanding and appreciation. Visual spatial intelligence. I didn't write down the definition. I just wrote down my own, like how things fit in. But visual spatial intelligence, if you're thinking of somebody who could do a Rubik's Cube, or you put things together like puzzles, that's like a certain type of mathematical mechanical intelligence too. But like or like an architect that could sit up there and build, you know. So say building Legos and all that, but just in a more intelligent, truly understanding how it works and like having that natural knack for it. So that's visual spatial intelligence. Number 5, bodily kinesthetic intelligence. And they said can control body movements, handle objects skillfully. So that's just another thing. People wouldn't even look at physical movement as a form of intelligence, but it absolutely is. And so bodily kinesthetic intelligence, it's like you have to have like a certain amount of intelligence. Like say you throw a ball up in the air. You know about gravity. You know how hard, you judge how hard the weight of it is, and how hard fast it's going to come down, and when you need to reach out and grab it type thing, right? That's a form of kinesthetic intelligence, I would say. But it's the same thing with your body. You know what I mean? If you going up to slam dunk a ball, you know what I mean? You got to figure out a lot of stuff. You planning it in your head, and then you making your body move a certain type of way and come down a certain type of way, all of that. But anyway, that's number 5, bodily kinesthetic intelligence. All right, on to number 6, interpersonal intelligence, in tune with the moods, motivations, desires of others. Okay, so interpersonal intelligence, that's like You have skills of dealing with other people. You have a way of understanding other people. Remember, I said understanding on everything because even I didn't even put it to the bodily kinesthetic, the last one. But yeah, that's an understanding of how the body works and all of that stuff. That last one. But this one, interpersonal intelligence, you have an understanding of other people's, how to deal with, how to interact with other people, how to reach other people, things like that. That's interpersonal intelligence. So, the next one is intrapersonal intelligence, and that's you're self-aware. So again, you understand yourself. You understand yourself, in tune with inner feelings. You know, and so it's like you're into, like, you're in tune. You understand your own thinking process, like your emotions, your own emotions. You know what I mean? So that's intrapersonal intelligence. So interpersonal is you understand others, their thought process, their emotions. You know how to reach them. This and that and the third. But intrapersonal is within. So you have a intelligence, self-awareness. So on to number 8. We almost done. Naturalist intelligence. So that they had it defined as recognize and categorize plants and objects in nature. No, conspiracy theory for me. I feel it's a conspiracy theory on a loose, because that your intelligence by knowing how to recognize and categorize plants and objects. Nah, understanding. Now keep in mind, this is Kelly's interpretations. Understanding categories, like categories of plants, and recognizing them. So like you can have a natural understanding where you look at one animal and you could tell your innate something inside of you say that look like it's related to a such and such animal. They probably came from, the alligators probably came from the, or, just something like that. So, but that's one thing. But then even just plants and things like that, just being able to recognize, like, oh, I don't have this type of plant to cook with, so I could use this for a substitute probably, because they kind of along the same lines and they both had this kind of taste, and they da 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 da. That's a form of intelligence. Hey, that's a form of nature, naturalist intelligence. And even being able to use different things to heal, for healing and things like that. I would think that is also naturalist intelligence, but they didn't have it anywhere in the definition. But to me, that's using plants and objects that appear in nature to and finding ways to, what's that word? I'm trying to think of that word, but like manipulate them, but not manipulate them per se, but like rather warming something up, letting it soak in some water, doing this, doing that. Form of intelligence. It's a form of intelligence right there, because it's an understanding. Bing, 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 bing. So the last but not least, existential intelligence. And they said philosophical questions, the meaning of life, why do we die, etc. So I guess they saying like philosophy, deepness, the meaning of life, why do we die, etc. So I would scratch that off the list altogether. Yes, that's one of these kids is doing his own thing. One of these kids is not the same. Because that's relative. Who's to say? That's philosophical questions. Just because you ask deep philosophical questions, or you're really into that, you really that, conscious or whatever. Is that a form of intelligence? It's just not going with the group for me personally. So I'm scratching off existential intelligence. I'm bringing my list down to 8 types of intelligence. And so that's it. We could discuss it more as time goes on, but I just wanted to put that out there because I feel like it's important to know and understand that all those different areas are different types of intelligence. You may be strong in one area, weaker in another area, but it doesn't make anyone more intelligent than you, like just because they did well in school, or they have this, that, and this degree, or because they can sit up there and act confident when they're speaking to you, like such and such and such and such and such and such and such, and you shrink down inside because you like, oh my god, he's so smart. You know what I mean? He's so smart. Don't fall for it. I'm telling you. Love y'all. Smoochies.